Today I want to show you some of the tips for debugging the hardest problems. It's 2 a.m., you've tried everything you know, and you're still stuck. Let's take a look at this quick example. This example has some of the worst things I've seen. Outdated comments, red herrings, asynchronous functions that compete with each other, and most importantly, legacy code that no one wants to touch. This first technique might seem like overkill, but I guarantee it works. Put a breakpoint on every single line of code, even if your class is 800 lines long. Sometimes when you're looking for something, reading the code and understanding what it is not enough anymore. As a first pass, we want to make sure that every line that we mark is actually executed, so remove the breakpoint as you hit it. Now, leave the breakpoints that don't get hit. Watching the program execute and remove the breakpoints as you go will teach you exactly how the program runs without having to guess or do it in your head. Be sure to look at the call stack when you come across something that you didn't expect. Maybe there's another class that's calling your function that you were unaware of. So we've run through the whole program, but look at all this code that didn't actually execute. Would we have guessed that, or would it have taken a lot of brain power to figure this out? Just imagine if there's 1,000 lines of code and your error didn't get hit. Now you know where to look. Let's focus on that next. This next trick is for debugging while connected to the debugger. Most debuggers will let you change the contents of a variable, but they won't allow you to create new memory while you're debugging. Here, we'll just make some temporary variables that we use in our debugging session, and then we'll rerun the code. Most debuggers also have an intermediate window. This allows you to type code out while it's stopped in the debugger. We can use our temporary variables to help us calculate things and store it without changing how the program actually works. We can change any variable that's within scope this way. We can experiment with the variables and really understand the relationships between them. A really useful technique is to put them into a state that we know will cause an error. By working with the live data, you can gain insights really quickly as opposed to trying to look through the regular code. One of my favorite ways to write functions is just sitting here in the debugger and writing my code line by line and testing it in the intermediate window. I get the advantage of working with live code and data, and I can just write my function much faster. Once I'm done, I just stop the program and rerun it to make sure it works. My last words of advice about debugging is that it's painful and it will take time. But if you put in the work, you will get results. I've come across teams that have spent months trying to figure something out because they didn't spend the time in the debugger. Then someone comes along, they spend a few hours in the debugger stepping line by line, making no assumptions about what the code does, and they find the problem right away. So when you come across a really hard problem, just put the time in, don't make any assumptions about what the code does, and let the code teach you what it does. I hope you found this useful, and good luck on your journey finding that next critical bug.